Welcome to the ACC on ESPN, part of Dos Equis Tailgate Week. We're in the Dome tonight for number 2 Clemson, undefeated, taking on 3-3 Syracuse. Hello again, everyone, along with Jen Latta and Mac Brown. I'm Dave Lamont. You talk Syracuse, you talk speed, speed, speed. Get the play out fast, get the ball in the air fast, so we're going to go fast. Here are 9 facts about tonight's game in 90 seconds.
Dino Babers, he's all about tempo. He wants to go fast. They're going to run 100-plus offensive plays tonight, and to do that, they're going to have to make a lot of first downs.
Today marks the 9th anniversary of Dabo Swinney taking over as the interim head coach at Clemson. All he's done is go 95-28 and elevate the Tigers to one of the nation's elite.
Despite injuring an ankle last week, quarterback Kelly Bryant is expected to play tonight. The questions are how well and how long.
Clemson's defense has a dominating front seven. They had 11 sacks versus Auburn earlier this year. That's more than some teams have in a complete season. They can harass a quarterback.
Brent Venables has his defense playing with the same kind of energy you see from the defensive coordinator himself on the sidelines. Top 10 in 4 defensive categories.
The Clemson D will be chasing after Syracuse's Eric Dungey, who's become one of the ACC's best dual threat quarterbacks. Can he beat Clemson with his arm or with his legs?
Steve Ishmael leads the nation in receiving, 56 catches for over 700 yards. He's big, he's physical, and he's fast.
Irv Phillips is the explosive half of that duo, guys. 17 catches for 188 yards 2 weeks ago. His 52 receptions this year, top 5 in the country.
The Tigers take the top off of defense with speedy wideout junior Deon Cain. He has 89 career catches, 16 of them for touchdowns. And there you have 9 in 90, and just like that, we're ready to kick off. Clemson has won the toss and has deferred. So Alex Spence will be kicking off, and keep an eye on number 10, Sean Riley, who a year ago led the nation in kickoff return yards. See, in fact, if Clemson kicks away from him, he averages almost 28 yards a pop. This one is underway. Toe has met leather. And it will be Riley running up on a short kick at around the 8-yard line. Gets a couple of good blocks, and Riley, you can see, is shifty and fast, and he gets out to the 33-yard line. Let's get more from Jen Latta about the health of Clemson quarterback Kelly Bryant. Will he go tonight?
Well, Kelly Bryant was dealing with an ankle injury, guys, from last week's game. I watched him during warm-ups. He was mobile, putting pressure on that left foot, showing Syracuse as he was dancing and moving around out there. He is good to go tonight.
Jen, thank you very much. And we await this Clemson offense being brought out by the junior from Oregon, Eric Dungey. So it's a battle of number 2s at quarterback tonight. Bryant for the Tigers, and for the Orange, it'll be Dungey, who needs one more rushing touchdown to break a record co-held by Bill Hurley and Donovan McNabb. 20 rushing touchdowns. Tailback Bo Neal checks out of the backfield, so an empty set here for Dungey on first down. He is going to have to scramble against that big front. He's got some room to run, though. Dungey will have a first down, and he'll get outside the 40 to the 44-yard line. Kendall Joseph, 21 yards, unable to do anything there. Missed him, and Dungey, and here goes the Syracuse speed. Neal stays in, he'll get the carry, and he'll pop through into the second level, and he'll have a first down following an 11-yard pickup.
They want to go fast enough to keep Clemson from being able to get their call in and line up.
So you think Brent Venables is active on the sideline for Clemson in a normal game with the pace that he's going to have to get those defensive calls in? Going to be interesting to watch this battle. Fake to Neal. Going to go for Ishmael. He is pretty well covered by Mark Fields, and he had it in his hands and could not hang on. It'll be second down and 10.
And Steve Ishmael's 6'2", so he's a tall guy that they like to match up with smaller corners. He's very physical. That's normally a ball he would win in a 50-50 jump.
And for the first time, Syracuse takes a breath. Another empty backfield here, and now Neal pops out of there, and he will stay next to Dungey for the moment. He stays in to block. Pressure coming in from the outside. His Clemson front is a good one. Dungey's going to run again. and he will be hit short of the first down, but he picked up about 8. Dorian O'Daniel, number 6 for Clemson, who's having an outstanding season at linebacker, stopped him after an 8-yard gain.
And Dungy has the second most rushing yards of any quarterback in Power 5, so he's going to have to use his feet tonight to stay away from that rush.
He's had to scramble twice. He's going to be chased outside again. He's going to tuck and he's going to run, and he's going to get the first down. Tanner Muse, number 19, came over, could not get there in time. Dungy's got speed, and it's going to be a first down for the Orange.
Clemson secondary loves number 19, Tanner Muse. This guy's big. He's 6'2", 225. He came all the way across the field to knock Dungy out of bounds.
It's time a handoff for Neal. He'll break right, and he'll break into the Clemson defense, but not until he gets 7, maybe 8 yards. Van Smith and Fields in there on the stop for the Tigers. Syracuse right now, chunks of yards.
Yeah, this is not what Dabo Swinney wanted as the start. You go on the road, get a 3 and out. You've got this high-powered offense, and you're letting them move it down the field at will.
51 yards on the ground and 6 carries. Dante Strickland is now the tailback, number 4. And Sean Riley is checking in the slot receiver. This is Strickland. And Strickland running hard and tough, bowling over Kendall Joseph and getting a first down.
It's the first play that Strickland's been in there. Strickland's a big 210-pound guy that powers right over Joseph.
Oh, Dungy's zone read that time was read better than he. Number 99, Cleveland Farrell just stuffed that for a loss of 5. Second down and 15 coming up.
And here's where Syracuse has had trouble in the red zone scoring touchdowns. They've had to take field goals. They're going to have to score touchdowns tonight, probably using Dungy's legs to win this game.
You expect a lot of going for it on 4th downs?
Absolutely.
Time for Dungy here. He wanted to go to the end zone. Ishmael is covered. He actually went out of bounds, so he's not eligible, and Dungy does the right thing and just throws it away. 3rd and 15 coming up.
And if you're the head coach here, who is the play caller, Dino Babers, you're trying to get at least half of this back so you can have a 4th down and 4 or 5 if you're going to go for 4th down.
They do have a steady kicker in Cole Murphy if they need him. Made 10 field goals already. Strickland stays in. He's had coming up to 300 touches without ever putting the ball on the ground. Screen pass here. He'll get one. And he stays alive, and he's got room to the 10. One man to beat. He'll do it. Touchdown, Syracuse. Murphy will come on for the PAT. But it's a 10-play, 72-yard drive in 3 minutes and 16 seconds and a 23-yard touchdown pass. Dungy to Strickland, his 2nd receiving touchdown on the season. And Dungy's 10th. Perfect start for the Orange.
This is a perfect start, Dave. They blitz from the field. They've got the screen into it. You have a missed tackle by Fields. Strickland takes it right down for the score. Syracuse all over it on the first drive.
Well, a fast start for Syracuse, 7-0. The Tigers about to get the ball and very possibly in good field position after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Cuse, leaving it a kickoff from the 20-yard line for Murphy. And you've got Etienne and Feaster back there, 2 speedsters. This is Etienne at the 13. You can see how quickly he goes to top speed. He'll get out to the 38-yard line. That's great field position for the junior from Calhoun Falls, South Carolina, Jordan Martin there on the stop. That's another number 2 who made the tackle, and now here comes number 2, Kelly Bryant. 97 rushes on the year. He's coming off of a game where he didn't finish against Wake Forest after tweaking an ankle to back. The coaches told us he practiced all week and he's ready to go. Blitz picked up. Bryant throws quickly, caught by Kane at the 44-yard line. Let's see if they mark it there. That'll be a 6-yard pickup.
The Syracuse defense is going to use some zone blitz early so they can keep receivers in front of them, but also put pressure on the run. Good opening call for Clemson.
Feaster is the tailback, number 28. Fake to him, quick throw, Renfro. He's open and he's got a first down. Renfro, and it's a catch on second down. That doesn't happen very often with Hunter Renfro. He's their third down guy.
Now this is perfect. They take the run up inside. It pulls the outside backer away. Renfro's wide open for an easy catch.
Guess who else is playing at a high tempo pace right now? That's Clemson's offense. Now the handoff to Feaster, and he gets through. Feaster! Easy trip to the end zone. 7-6 the score. And when Deion Kane jumped into him, Mac, that's the first time Feaster was touched on that play.
Absolutely. You've got a 220-pound track star out of high school, 100 and 200-pound meters. You've got a 100 and 200-pound guy running 100 and 200-meter dash. He's that fast. And this offensive line's the best Dabo Swinney's had at Clemson. They play 8 guys. They rotate them. 4 starters back from last year. That's a great opening drive for Clemson to answer.
You want fast? How about a 3-play drive in 67 seconds for Clemson, 62 yards.
This is power football. Knock them out. I could run through that whole day. I couldn't have the speed that Feaster's got when he turns up the score.
Great fun here in Syracuse, outside the dome before the game and inside. A frantic start with both teams scoring touchdowns on their opening drives. Trying to kick away from Riley, but instead they kick it over him. It'll be a touchback, and Eric Dungey and his offense will take over at the 25. So Syracuse holds. And the last time Clemson gave up a touchdown on an opening drive, they lost. That was that shocking loss in Death Valley when they lost to Pitt. Of course, in the end, it all worked out for the Tigers, but still, that one shook through college football. We're not saying that's going to happen tonight, but that is an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Dante Strickland in at tailback. Dungey will fire into traffic, catch out to the 34-yard line. First down for the Orange. Steve Ishmael with a catch and a 14-yard pickup.
Fans know Ishmael is leading the country with 56, now 57 receptions.
Leads at yards also. He now has 743 yards out of North Miami Beach. Little fake to Strickland. Popped over there, wide open. This is Irvin Phillips, and nobody's going to catch him. It's an easy touchdown for Syracuse. .66 yards. Phillips' third touchdown of the season. Mac, I'm going to go ahead and assume that was a blown coverage.
It was. You start looking at Ryan Carter, number 31. He got confused. And there were too many people standing flat-footed, and they ran right by him. This is not the start that Dabo Swinney and Brent Venables wanted. So you can see it's a drop back pass. They've got good protection. He slides right inside, and there's no high safety. So it is just a bust and an easy touchdown throw. But when you go on the road as a head coach, don't let the opposing team get excited, especially when you're a huge favorite. And tonight, Syracuse has taken the lead and got everybody in this building thinking they have a chance to win.
Well, after the field goal was missed, Clemson had gone 7 plays, looked really sharp till near the end of that drive, and they couldn't get any points. This drive lasted 39 seconds, 80 yards, 2 plays. See if they try to kick it away from ETN, who's standing back at the goal line. They're going to drive him deep, 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 or not even a guy that. Oh, yes, he is going to take it out. Etienne saw a hole up the middle, and he'll get outside all the way to the 29-yard line. Etienne is the tailback. He'll get the carry now, and he'll be brought down after a 1-yard pickup. Coming in from the backside was the Sam linebacker, Jonathan Thomas, number 23. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And if you're Clemson's offense, you've got to answer now, because you do not want your defense on the field too much and get worn down in that 4th quarter with this tempo offense of Syracuse.
Bryant, a little bit of a high throw. Kane with a catch right at the mark. And based on where the line judge is standing, it's either a first down or they're inches away. And it is a first down. Frederick in coverage that time. That is the end of the first quarter, and it was a thrilling one here in this ACC matchup on ESPN, part of our Friday doubleheader. The Orange getting a standing ovation in front of their crowd. Lead number 2 Clemson 14-7. Start of the second quarter. 2 years ago, when Deshaun Watson was the quarterback for the Tigers, they had a struggle in this building against the Orange. It was my pleasure to be at this game, and Watson will score here on a 3-yard run. Clemson was highly ranked at the time. Syracuse was down 14. Zach Mahoney had to start this game because of injury to other quarterbacks. He scores, but Deshaun Watson, Deion Kane, 40 yards out. Watson had a magnificent game. 3 touchdowns, 473 total yards, and Clemson, number 1 at the time, won it by 10. Bryant hit after he throws it, and it's complete over to the 42-yard line. A catch made by DeAndre Overton, a sophomore from Greensboro, North Carolina. We do have an injury update on a Syracuse player from Jen.
Yeah, guys, just a few moments ago, we saw Scoop Bradshaw heading to the locker room surrounded by 3 members of the support staff. Looked to be in a lot of pain. He's the starting corner, and I believe Jawan Dowell is now out there in his place.
Yeah, 2 Floridians, Bradshaw from Plant High in Tampa and Dowell from American Heritage in Plantation, Florida. That's a high pass, incomplete, trying to get it to Amari Rogers. And Mac, you said something this morning. If your ankle's bad, what happens to throws?
Well, you can't follow through, so you get a little bit high. And the more you go through this ball game, the more sore your ankle could get too, because it stiffens up as you continue to play on it throughout the night.
After hitting his first 9 passes, that's the first incompletion for Kelly Bryant. Adam Choice stays into the tailback spot. Bryant. Oh, what a great catch that time by Rogers. He is a freshman from Knoxville, Tennessee. And speaking of legacies, his father, T. Martin.
Yeah, his father was a pretty good player, too.
Yes, he was.
Won a national championship. Pretty good at what he does now, calling plays.
You know, 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line in Syracuse territory. Choice will stay in the tail. But they'll hand it off instead to Rogers, and he is brought down for a significant loss by Rodney Williams, a 6-yard loss.
They're going to penetrate on first down with their defensive front linebackers. They know that Kelly Bryant's not going to run the ball, so the quarterback read option's not going to be as effective tonight. Really good penetration by the defense, coming up with a big loss.
Choice. And he'll get the lost yardage back, giving us 3rd down and 10 coming up. Zaire Franklin among the tacklers there for Syracuse, number 4.
It's really hard to call plays when you've lost your number 1 running back as such in your quarterback designed runs. So it's tougher for the offensive coordinator tonight to be able to figure out what to call when he would normally go to Kelly Bryant's running game very often.
They take out the tight end Richard and bring in number 1 Travion Thompson. Renfro in motion now to the near side. Bryant in trouble. He's going to have to run, and he'll be brought down short. They'll gain 4. Chris Slayton, number 95, on the stop.
Yes, Renfro's running an inside route at the bottom of your screen. He clears the linebacker. He turns right there. Kelly Bryant just didn't have enough time to lead the ball inside.
So you bring out Will Spires again, the redshirt freshman punter.
And this is regular defense on the field. It's not as easy to fake a punt when they've got the regular guys out there. They'll try to stop, get them inside the 10.
He puts a lot of spin on this. Riley will catch it at the 6. So for the second time, terrible field position for the Orangemen, but they have the advantage here. 14-7 over second-ranked Clemson. That stat shows a couple of things. Number one, how tough Clemson has been in the first half this year and how good Eric Dungey has been so far. That's primarily first quarter numbers too, as we have a long way to go in the second quarter. But if you can also see, Dungey's backed up. The offense will take the ball at the 6-yard line following a fine punt by Spires. Strickland, the tailback. Dungey's going to keep it. And he will get flipped. He'll get a couple of very hard-earned yards. Ryan Carter closing in, and Cleveland Farrell also forcing Dungey after nearly no gain, really.
Dungey's going to run enough tonight on scrambling and quarterback draws. I don't know that I'd be running him too much, but they've got to get off the goal line.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver here. That is Pierce, the tight end. That's about the second or third time we've seen somebody get wide open. Tanner Muse finally brought him down after a 20-yard gain.
Well-designed play. They fake the screen to the left side and get the wheel.
Fake to Strickland. One-on-one. And it's going to be caught there by number 17, Jamal Custis, who has not played the last 4 games. And now they're holding up Tigers, so Clemson can finish substituting. O'Neal, tailback. Now he goes to the near side. They quickly throw down the middle, and that should be a first down. Catch made by Phillips. Gain of 11.
Very good pre-snap shift to confuse the Clemson defense. They've really got him on their heels right now.
So
He's got his hands full.
O'Neal. Yeah, he does. There was a little contact from Ishmael at the start of that route. Dexter Lawrence in there on the stop. That's a gain of about 3. It'll be second down and 7.
You know, Clemson's not as deep in their defensive line, so the number of plays could be a factor here.
Dungey on the throw. My. Swallowed up by Farrell at the 30-yard line. Goodness.
Yeah, they were tired of it, so they brought the safety from the field. Farrell came up inside the tackle and caught him in the quarterback draw. Perfect play by Farrell. Farrell's so quick as a cat.
He's a redshirt sophomore, by the way. So now here comes third down and 16.
Here.
Mike Black, our kicking expert at Spotter, says need about 10 more yards to get into field goal range. And they're going to be a little short. That ball's out. Picked up by Tanner Muse. Muse has a clear path to the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. No flags. Now, is it going to be considered a fumble after the replay review? I take it back. There is a penalty marker down. We couldn't see it. It's right in front of the Syracuse bench. So there is a flag down at the 42-yard line. It was just obscured by the Orangeman bench. So there's 2 things. What's the penalty, and was that actually a fumble?
During the return, there is no foul for a block in the back. Touchdown on the play. After the play, unsportsmanlike Clemson, number 19. That's his first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
Oh, that's a fumble. There's absolutely no question about it. That's going to count. Tanner Muse was hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So the second time we've had a touchdown followed by an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the person who scored. The fumble forced by Isaiah Simmons. And Muse, one more unsportsmanlike conduct, and he is out of the game. And these players apparently are just so wrapped up in it. That's 4 touchdowns, and 2 of them have resulted in unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So Tanner Muse comes up with a 63-yard scoop and score, but then lost his head for the moment. And watch the gesture, and this is an automatic penalty every time when you do the throat slash gesture. You're going to get hit with the unsportsmanlike conduct. Well, what this means now is Clemson is kicking off from the 20-yard line, as Syracuse did already tonight after their unsportsmanlike conduct post-touchdown penalty. You think that Sean Riley can do some damage here as he goes wide. And a good run back for Riley. He'll get to close to the 40-yard line and does get to the 40-yard line. And off to Strickland. He just disappears. No gain. 2nd and 10. Daniel among many in orange and white.
When you lose a possession offensively like Clemson did last time, scoring on defense, it helps you with a score, but it doesn't give your defense any rest. So they're right back out on the field, and we're seeing Clemson players with their hands on their hips a little bit.
On 2nd down, Dungey rolls. Phillips is wide open. The pass is hung up, and it is broken up. Isaiah Simmons, the safety, had time to come over and knock that down. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Clemson coaches love this big safety. Redshirt freshman, 6'3", 225 pounds, and he's tall enough that he can go up and break this ball up at the height of the jump. They think he's a superstar in the future.
3 out of 6 third downs tonight.
Love the play design, moving Dungey away from the rush.
Dungey gets hit, and coming back to make the catch. Beautifully done is Ismail. Very close to the 1st down.
Fantastic job of Eric Dungey anticipating the break and throwing the ball before Ishmael makes his break.
It is 4th down in inches. He'll run the option. He'll get it easily to the 35 on a 1st down.
What a great call. Strength to the field. Run your option back into the boundary. Got a running quarterback that could also pitch it, but he knew what he needed for the 1st down.
Caught. Down to the 5-yard line. The catch made by Pierce, the tight end. Looked like it might have been a double move. 1st down.
Got a mismatch to the boundary. You've got the tight end tight. He comes out and acts like he's blocking for the screen. Turns it up for a huge play.
Go to Strickland on the ground. Strickland fighting through toward the end zone. Did he get in? He did not. Officials say he didn't, and now there's a big scrum as if the ball has come out. But no indication of a fumble from the officials. The head linesman came in with the hand in the air saying he didn't get there. But look how quickly Syracuse is lining up. Inside the 1-yard line, Dungey is turned away and may have gone back a foot. 3rd and goal. And we may have, Dungey could be shaken up as the 11th play of the drive is coming up. And they've got about 1.5 yards to go. Now you've got Zach Mahoney, graduate out of Grange Park, Illinois. So Mahoney has to come in.
This is where head coaches make a lot of money for a reason.
Mahoney's not a bad runner.
He's
yeah.
not.
So
he run option.
And he burned Clemson in this building a couple of years ago. It'll be Mahoney, and he will get stormed under at the 4-yard line. Number 99, once again, Cleveland Farrell, Kendall Joseph, 34. And we are going to see Cole Murphy and the field goal team. Now the issue, is Dungey really capable of finishing this quarter and the game? Wanted to come back out, not allowed. This will be a 21-yard field goal to put Syracuse back in the lead. Mahoney is the holder. Keep that in mind.
You would watch your fake here, but I really feel like Dino Babers wants a lead. Try to play defense to take the lead into halftime.
That's the plan. And after all that drama, we come out with a orange field goal to make it 17-14 with 3:49 to go. We haven't seen Kelly Bryant since the 12:20 mark on the game clock. That's not real time now. I'm just talking about the game clock. Here we are at 3:49.
And all of our fans who have ever had anything hurt knows when you stretch it, you work it, and then sit, you have a tendency to get really stiff. So it'll be interesting to watch Kelly on this series. They're still not trying to run him. but can he scramble and be effective enough following through to throw the ball downfield?
You've got Tavian Feaster and Travis Etienne back deep. Etienne took one about 6 yards deep last time out. That's how you avoid that. You hook it into the end zone. Bryant, too high. Second down and 10. And he was hit after the play, trying to get it to Hunter Renfro. And he was hit by Chris Slayton, number 95. It'll be second down and 10.
The decision by the Clemson coaching staff would be he's not going to be a runner, but can he be effective throwing and following through to help them win this football game? That'll be the question.
Now you see the Tigers slowing things down. 7 to get off the snap. Bryant, pocket collapsing, throws. Kane snatching it out of the air. Makes the first miss, but then is gang tackled. He got the penalty yards plus back. Bennett leading the parade. That's a gain of 10. And Bryant is struggling just a little bit.
Now they are getting after the quarterback, and they're knocking Kelly Bryant down a lot, and he can't get out of the way. That's the other thing that's tough, and grabbed him around the left ankle there.
And that's the bad ankle. Bryant hurled to the ground by Chris Slayton. It's fourth down. And Bryant is not getting up.
It's hard for him to scramble. He's such an effective scrambler. He turns straight up the field. Slayton's their best defensive lineman. He takes him and throws him down. It's a clean hit.
It's been a tough game for both quarterbacks.
Yes, and regardless of whether Kelly comes back tonight or not, if he doesn't play the rest of the game, they do have a week off, and they have 15 days before their next ball game.
Yeah, they play Georgia Tech on October 28th. So either Zarek Cooper or Hunter Johnson could be the new quarterback for the Tigers when the third quarter comes around. Right now, Clemson's got to play a little more defense. Syracuse has a timeout remaining. Spires, it's a line drive punt. Riley's got a chance to do some damage here from the 16-yard line. And the Tigers special teams won't let him do it.
They'll take the lead going into halftime. Clemson has the ball.
Handed here to Dante Strickland. And the Tigers defense will give him a short game. Farrell with another stop. And that should be the end of the half.
Great first half for Syracuse. Clemson's got to go in and regroup. Talk about the quarterback position in the second half.
Down to 4 seconds. Now they're going to get one off right before the half. Dungey will throw it, and it's incomplete, and that is the end of the first half. A lot of drama coming up in the second half. 17-14 Syracuse over Clemson. Let's join Adnan Burke, Joey Galloway, and Jesse Palmer in studio right now.
Coach Sweeney, what is the situation with Kelly Bryant?
Looked like he's got a concussion.
The pace of this game, how is your team handling the tempo of Syracuse?
We're not handling anything very well right now. They just flat out outplayed us in every phase, you know. Just disappointed, missed some opportunities. We're out of rhythm on offense. Behind the chains just about every series. We're behind the chains, and then defensively they've made big plays on us. So we got a lot to get in here and fix. It's a good football team, and they flat out played us. So we got a long way to go and a lot to correct in here.
Thank you, Coach.
Welcome back to the ACC on ESPN, all part of Dos Equis Tailgate Week, and this is a game that's raising eyebrows all around the nation right now, with Syracuse leading number 2 Clemson here in the Carrier Dome, 17-14, and the Tigers will not have Kelly Bryant available for the rest of the game, and that's straight from the head coach, Dabo Sweeney. Mac, you've had to deal with this situation before, changing quarterbacks at halftime. Give us an idea of what that's like for Clemson.
Well, in a national championship game, Colt McCoy goes down. We had to work our way through the first quarter, and then we come back, and at halftime you have to sit down, decide who you're going to play number 1, and then cut that playbook back and challenge everybody else around them to step up their play.
We're going to find out right now who the quarterback's going to be, because Clemson gets the ball to start the half to the 25-yard line. But first, Jen Ladder.
Well, guys, I just got a chance to talk to Dino Babers out of the locker room. He said we have to hold this first series, get the ball back, and then score. I asked him about the status of his starting quarterback. He said hurting, but available. I also asked him if the defense changes if Bryant can't go. He said absolutely not. They're a tough team, and they're deep.
And the answer is number 6, Zarek Cooper, the redshirt freshman from Jonesboro, Georgia, is the quarterback, replacing the injured Kelly Bryant. And a concussion near the end of the second quarter and will not return. They go to the ground, and Feaster will get nothing, maybe even lose a yard. So here is Cooper. He's completed 50% of his passes on the season for only 57 yards. He does have a touchdown. He has run a couple of times for 11 yards. He's facing 2nd down and 10 right now. Feaster comes back, low snap. He handles it, gets it off to Ray McLeod on the tunnel screen, banks a tackle, and McLeod will get 8 to the 33. 3rd down and 2 coming up.
You quarterback, you cut your playbook down, you give him things that he can be successful with. Option on 1st down, quick screen on 2nd down. Really important 3rd down conversion here for Clemson. Hunter Renfro has been their 3rd down guy, 3rd and 10, but definitely 3rd and 5. So let's find him. And when we find him, you're probably going to see an option right. He's to the top of the bottom of the screen.
They bring a blitz. They throw in the direction of the blitz, and it's batted down. 4th down and 4 coming up.
Thought there was an overload to the right. They've tried to hit the slant with man coverage to the backside. Really good play by Evan Foster.
So the sophomore from West Bloomfield, Michigan, breaks this up.
Get your hands up. Great job, Evan. He had Kane on the inside slant route for the 1st down.
Spires in to punt again. And Riley waiting from around the 8-yard line. Spires. Riley backing up, gets it go over his head and batted down. Did they save it? That was Isaiah Simmons who saved it, and it's going to be at the 1-yard line. 50-yard punt. An incredible play by Simmons and teammates to give Syracuse the worst possible starting field position. So after that fine punt and tremendous special teams play by Isaiah Simmons, the Q starts at their own 1. So Mac, how aggressive do you think Syracuse ought to be here?
Dino Babers made a really good point. You got to keep playing. You got to try to win.
They'll pick up about 4 there. Good tackle made there by number 31.
And Dave, that's the 44th play for them, and they're trying to get 90 plus to 100. 270 yards in the 1st half, 16 1st down, 17 minutes and a half of time of possession.
2nd and 7. They'll go to the ground, and now they'll give themselves a little bit more room to work with. They're short of the 1st down, but not by much.
But now this is huge for Clemson. This is points for the Clemson team. If they stop them here, get a short punt, got a short field, you've got to stop them on this end of the field if you're Clemson.
And they cannot. 1st down for Syracuse. Strickland with a carry in the 1st down. That's a huge 1st down for the Orange, and they may pick up the pace here now. A little miscommunication at that time. I've not seen that very often between Dungey and his receivers. Phillips was the intended receiver, and that play kind of fell apart. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Jen gave us the report about Dungey's shin. We'll have to watch him in the 2nd half early and make sure that he can step and throw the ball and follow through.
You see the numbers there. 3rd quarters have been very successful for Syracuse when they have the ball, and for Clemson when they don't. So we'll see how that holds up here. Well, they've got Chris Elmore, the big fullback / tight end, all the way at the top of your screen. They go underneath. The pass was tipped. The umpire says the pass was tipped. There'll be no interference against Tanner Muse for the contact with the receiver. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Now you're Brent Venables. You've got to make a decision. Do you come after him? Do you have a 3-man rush? What do you do, understanding they're a really, really good screen team? So this will be a good call by Brent.
Syracuse making some late changes and not at top speed. They bring Devin C. Butler back in, number 5. They take out Elmore. They're 4 out of 10 on third downs. It brings some pressure. And another big miscommunication with Phillips and Dungy. That was 10 yards over his head, and Syracuse will have to punt.
Really big series by the Clemson defense. They didn't hold them inside the 10, but now they've got them punting from the 14-yard line. This should give them great field position, even if he gets off a great punt, and you fair catch it.
Ray McLeod at the 45-yard line. Has not had a chance against Hofrichter, who's been outstanding. But this one, not so good. It's going to be much shorter. Going to hook back into the field and get touched at the 43-yard line of Syracuse. Quick throw, catch made by Kane at around the 36-yard line. As Zerrick Cooper is taken over, if you're just joining us, Kelly Bryant, right before halftime, was knocked out on a play. And Dabo Sweeney already announced that he is not returning Bryant with a concussion. So at the moment, the redshirt freshman is the quarterback, Zerrick Cooper, number 6. With Adam Choice as tailback. On second down, it's Choice. And he'll fight to the 30, and that'll be a first down. Paris Bennett on the stop.
It's very obvious at halftime, Clemson got together offensively and said, let's give him some runs. We've got to be more balanced. We only had 42 yards rushing early, and let's give him some simple throws. We've got to get our momentum back. And come on, defense, you got to get the ball back for us.
Cooper is 3 out of 4 for 17 yards. Choice will stay in the tailback spot. Fake the jet sweep to McLeod. Cooper in a little bit of trouble. Has some room if he wants to take off left. Throws to Renfro. That is a sick catch.
What a catch. I'm like you, Dave. I want to yell at the young quarterback, run! You've got all kinds of green space. But that's an unbelievable catch. Gets his hands up under it. Hand-eye coordination, unbelievable for the first down.
Hashtag that SC top 10, I think.
Absolutely.
Now a quick throw behind Renfro and incomplete. That'll slow things down. It'll be second down and 10. That is remarkable. There wasn't even a moment to think that we might have to have the replay booth look at it.
No, it's definitely a top 10 catch because there are very few receivers in America that could get to it, much less keep their hands underneath it and secure the ball. And smart enough to hold it up so the official could see it.
ETN is now the tailback, number 9. Cooper.
Remember, Clemson hasn't been good at kicking field goals.
No, they've missed one tonight, and badly. 5 seconds to snap. They get it off in time. In trouble and swallowed up almost alive by Alton Robertson. That's a loss of 6.
Well, it's a communication area. You start looking as a quarterback at the sideline, and Cooper's not sure what to do. He changes the play, and obviously not everybody was on the same page. Some guys trying to block as receivers, some trying to run. Be smart here. Keep the right to kick.
Cooper, McLeod to the 13, and McLeod gets them closer. They're still several yards short of the first down. They're going to be 1 out of 8 on third down conversions, but they have made this a reasonable field goal if they want to try it for Alex Spence, and I don't see him coming out.
Is not sending him in. He's going for the 4th down. Nope, here he goes.
Thought about it, though.
They had a hard discussion. They said, come on, coach, we need points. We need points.
And you can see him go, okay,
Yep.
I know. Somebody really got in his ear.
No, it's probably Venables. We're going to get it, coach. We're going to play defense.
Well, they got to
Offensive
hurry up
guys
here.
want to go for it.
Down to 4. 30-yarder. They get it off in time. And that one is good. And a good job by Will Sweeney, the coach's son, to handle the high snap. Zerrick Cooper.
That's why you got to be simple with your coordination, because young quarterbacks, get confused, confuses the offensive line up front, turns one loose, big sack.
Celebrating the 30th anniversary of the 1987 Syracuse football team that finished undefeated, 11-0-1, and appeared in the Sugar Bowl. Second undefeated season in school history, and of course they were coached by a wonderful man, Nick McPherson. 10 seasons, 5 bowl games from Syracuse. Passed away in August, and memorial patches, and of course that patch there on the field honoring one of the real great coaches and personalities in this game.
Yeah, I love Coach Mack. He was a good friend and great man.
Here is Sean Riley about the 1-yard line. And he is looking for a spot that is not there. He's going to be stopped at the 18-yard line.
But like Clemson tonight, you are who you are. If you're good enough in Miami, you got to step up and win the game. Clemson's playing with more urgency right now.
First carry today for Tyrone Perkins. He'll get a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8 coming up.
And if Clemson's the number 2 team in the country without their starting quarterback, they still have to step up and win this ball game on the road.
Well, the poor punt helped them into a 30-yard field goal. Dungy looking, receivers are covered. He'll take off, and he's got some room here. Dungy down the sideline, breaks free into Clemson territory and is brought down at around the 37-yard line, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Kayvon Wallace.
The quarterback's feet are invaluable in college football. Nobody accounts for him. There's no spy on him. So he outruns Joseph to the corner and turns up.
That was a 45-yard run to the 35, and the next carry by Perkins will get inside the 30 or on the 30, they're going to say, and 5 quick yards.
Always made me mad. We would score, and I'd say, defense, shut them down. Syracuse moving the ball again.
Now a fake, one-on-one, into the end zone, touchdown, Syracuse, Ishmael. Four plays, 82 yards in a minute and 15. The leading receiver in the nation comes through, and one-on-one, he is so tough to cover.
Syracuse just said, we're not going away. What an answer.
The big play, the run by Dungy. And remember, he had ice on his shin earlier in the game. But Dino Babers told Jen he's hurting, but he'll play.
And a great matchup, Dave. When you're in coaching, it's all about matchups. They took their best receiver, leading receiver in the country. They locked him up with a safety, and he beats him deep for the score.
Syracuse has found the end zone more often than anybody has this year against Clemson, and a field goal, 24-17. This environment now is cooking in this dome. But remember, this Clemson team won at Louisville, and they've won at Virginia Tech this year. They've won 12 in a row on the road. They are hard to rattle. Line drive kick, bit of a hook to it, and it hooked out of bounds.
Huge mistake.
Yep, 35-yard line is where this ball is going to go. Zarek Cooper out again for the injured Kelly Bryant. And he'll keep it. And he'll get to about the 40-yard line. He'll give him 5, 2nd down and 5. First time we have seen Cooper run.
Yeah, you're the offensive coaches of Clemson now. We know it's going to be a tight game. There's no blowouts here. Let's try to stay ahead of the chains. Get 4 here, 4 there. Good first down play.
ETN is the tailback, number 9. Quick throw, catch, Kane. Trying to make a spin move. He'll get the first down. It'll be brought down at the 48-yard line by Juwan Dowles, who's in for Scoop Bradshaw, and Evan Foster.
And if you're Syracuse on defense, keep them in front of you. Don't give them anything easy, and try to get a turnover. Strip the ball. Knock a ball loose. Tip a ball.
Cooper 6 out of 8 for 49 yards. Hands off to ETN. ETN, look out for the speed. He could go. He will go. Touchdown, ETN. And Clemson's a point away from tying it up. He is a bad man.
He's a fast man.
Wow. 52 yards.
This guy's 200 pounds.
Mac,
He's not a little back.
he is spectacular. He's real, and he's spectacular.
He quietened this crowd really quickly, and it was a great job of blocking up front by the offensive line. I think we see Clemson run the ball and be much more balanced the rest of this game.
And just like that, watch how quickly he goes from 0 to 60 here, Mac.
They cleaned him out. Pull both guard, backside tackle, turned up on the power play. Etienne runs him into the end zone for a touchdown.
That electrifying 52-yard Etienne run knotted up at 24. This is our 4th tie. The number 2 team in the country has not led yet tonight. If you take a look at the electrifying Travis Etienne. He is a freshman out of Jennings, Louisiana. Riley, 4-yard line. Trying to get to the sideline. And again, the Clemson coverage is good. He'll get to around the 20. So Eric Dungey takes over. Waning seconds of this 3rd quarter. And that will be the tight end. Ravion Pierce, the junior out of Plantation, Florida, gets a first down and a gain of 10.
That's been their favorite play of the night. Fake your quick screen, act like you're going to block as a tight end or wide receiver, and slip behind them on the wheel route.
Now Dante Strickland is a tailback. He'll get it. Pops up the middle. Strickland breaking a tackle. Breaking another one. He'll get to the 40. They'll be 2 yards, almost 1 yard short of the first down.
The longer Syracuse can hang in this ball game, the pressure goes completely to Clemson.
Strickland had put his shoe back on. We've already seen Dungey throw his shoe in the end zone before a play. Strickland got his on. Dungey, shoulder fake. Can't find anybody open. Now under a lot of pressure. The long throw, incomplete. And that'll be the final play of the quarter. A.J. Terrell in coverage against Steve Ishmael, 8 versus 8. The number 2 team in the country 2 years ago struggled in this dome against Syracuse, and they're struggling again against a fired-up orange squad. Can Syracuse pull the upset, or will the defending national champs show why they're number 2? We start the 4th quarter with the number 2 ranked team in the country in this ACC matchup on ESPN, tied with Syracuse 24-24. 3 weeks ago in Clemson, in Death Valley, they were tied 7-7 with Boston College and 1 going away. This is a much different environment, and Kelly Bryant wasn't injured. On 3rd and short, Dungey with the keeper and a first down. Kelly Bryant knocked out of this game late 2nd quarter with a concussion. Dabo Sweeney telling us at halftime that he was way off the field and Bryant was out. Pressure here, a lot of pressure coming on Dungey. He throws. Ishmael, big flag coming up here. Ishmael locked up with Trayvon Mullen. And the interference will go against Clemson. Well, it seemed like either Ishmael gets a catch or a flag.
Well, he's so big at 6'2", and he runs good routes. He plays good with his hands, and they're fully aware he's got enough deep balls in this game. Mullen just grabs him and throws him to the ground.
So to the 41-yard line of the Tigers we go in a game where Clemson has never led.
The longer this game stays tight, pressure goes to Clemson.
Incomplete. Maximum effort given that time by Phillips. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Tonight, you can see why Ishmael is the number 1 receiver in the country. He's strong, he's got great hands, and he has given that Tiger defense a fit.
On the night, you see his numbers with 1 touchdown catch when he was isolated against the safety.
He and Phillips are the real deal.
Yep. Look, Tigers coach told us that yesterday. Dungey. And there's Phillips. That's a first down, 30-yard line.
And when you're having trouble covering Ishmael and Phillips one-on-one, you have to play zone. When you're playing zone, you have the creases with more people open.
First down 10. Run up the gut by Strickland. fights for an additional yard, he'll get 3 to the 27.
There is a concern for some defensive coaches that we talk so much about targeting that defensive backs are going to start going too low. So there's got to be a fine line there to find the perfect line for safety.
And people are worried about knee injuries in that situation.
Absolutely.
Too, an increase of that because, okay, I can't hit high. I've got to bring him down somehow.
Absolutely.
Syracuse playing unlike Syracuse with this much slower pace. Dungey being chased. He'll throw, and it'll be knocked away and complete around the 20-yard line. So here comes a big 3rd down and 7, but don't be shocked if it gets to 4th down and anything, unless it's really long, to see Syracuse go for it.
Absolutely, because they've gone for it coming into this game 13 of 21 times. But you made a great point. They're wanting that clock to run a little bit now. You're in a game. It's a tight game, so you want to see those ticks going off very quickly.
Strickland. This is going to be close. If they don't get it, there's a high percentage that they will go for it.
Absolutely.
So in a way, one official has already got the closed fist, which indicates 4th down, and that's exactly what it is. Now Dungey has gone under center before in these situations, and he does it again. And now he backs him.
Yeah, he saw those big guys in there. He said, oh, okay, this don't look so good.
I'd have backed away to Buffalo if I'd seen that. 1 for 1 today on 4th down. Now they go shotgun.
Play of the game.
Strickland. He'll power his way to the 1st down with a push from the quarterback. It was O'Daniel who tried to make the play, but he didn't have good leverage, and it's 1st down for the Orange.
Boy, you like Eric Dungey. Hands the ball off. Dorian steps up and has him there, and Dungey pushes him for the 1st down.
And they stay on the ground and get to the 15-yard line behind the junior from Dayton, New Jersey, Nante Strickland.
Dave, that's like the Bush push. USC beats Notre Dame. It wasn't legal to push him in then. They've made it legal now. Great play by the quarterback.
Tyrone Perkins is checked in now, number 26 out of Glenhead, New York, home of Stratomatic, and he's a junior.
Clemson is coming from the boundary.
A lot of pressure here. Throws toward Perkins, who makes the catch, and the turf monster got him at the 20.
Boy, what a great defensive call. They had the pressure from the boundary, and then Kendall Joseph, who runs about as fast as Strickland, was all over him when he had the flare out to the field.
So you're back to 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 12.
Try to get half of it, then you can make a decision on 4th down. Clemson coming again, same blitz from the boundary.
Wide open at the top of your screen. And Phillips will get, Butler will get cut down short of the 1st down, but he gets to about the 11. They only need 3 here, and they're going to bring out the kicker, Cole Murphy.
You want the lead, you put the pressure on Clemson with the lead with 10 minutes left to go. He's not going to fake this one because he sent him out there too quickly. Usually if you fake it, you had to tell somebody.
He's inside the 48-48.
Need points.
Well, you think Clemson's missed 2. They could have 30.
Got to protect.
Not much pressure. No trouble that time for Cole Murphy, the senior from California. Put Syracuse back in the lead with 9:41 to go in the 4th quarter. The number 2 team in the country has never led, and they trail again by 3. So here we go again. With Syracuse kicking off with the lead. Last kick went out of bounds. This one is driven deep. And this time, ETN will take a knee. So it'll be a touchback to the 25-yard line. Little pitch here to Feaster. And Feaster to the 35-yard line. Almost. They're going to say he's just short of it. He'll gain 9. Tackled there by Rodney Williams.
Yeah, smart play by Cooper. He gets to the corner. He sees that they can make 8-9 yards. He pitches it on out. Impressed with Feaster. 220 pounds, sprint champion. Just a sophomore.
You got Adam Choice now coming in. Feaster leaves for the moment anyway. 7 carries, 57 yards. to Choice. Quick throw. Kane the catch. He stood up immediately and ridden out of bounds. But it'll be a first down for the Tigers. Dowell's on the stop.
That's where the confidence that Clemson's built up over the years is really valuable. They think they're going to win. Syracuse isn't sure right now. Dino Babers is trying to get them to a point they think they can win. Clemson knows that they're supposed to win.
Cooper is 8 of 11 for 68 yards in relief of Kelly Bryant, who was knocked out of this game literally. That's going to be a very short gain, if any gain at all, for Choice. 2nd and 10.
Syracuse defense is playing so hard tonight. They're tackling in space. They've given up a couple of big plays, but they are playing their hardest.
Feaster back in. Tunnel screen. Renfro taken off. Renfro's got some speed, and he will get into Cuse territory at the 45-yard line, tackled by Frederick.
Caught the screen, planted his foot like a veteran, turned north and south, and turns it into a first down on 2nd down and 10.
He has 5 catches for 65 yards.
Guy won a national championship. He's not going back down in this game.
In trouble. Gets away. Has some. Oh no! Tripped up. What a play by Slayton. It looked like Cooper had some room to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, and Slayton dumps him for a 4-yard loss.
Folks, Slayton is 6'4", 315 pounds after playing all night. What quickness and speed this guy has. He is the best defensive lineman on the Syracuse football team.
Pressure. Cooper gets rid of it quickly. Caught by Kane on the other sideline. He's trying to fight for an additional yard or two, and is thrown out of the 42 by Foster and by Frederick. They're going to need 7 here on 3rd down.
And if you're Clemson at this point with 6:42 left, this is 2-down territory. Try to get half of it. Then you can go for 4th down if you need it.
Too high. Not even close. 2 of 11 on 3rd down tonight for Clemson. So Syracuse's defense against 3rd down continues to be remarkable.
Yeah, because of the play call and the incomplete pass, you're not going to go for 4th down and 6. You're going to try to punt them down and hold them because you've got too far to go. It's also not a very good fake area. So I think you punt this one down inside the 10 and depend on your defense to get the ball back.
Well, it's one of the best in the country. Syracuse runs their defense off, finally puts their punt team out there. And Spire's going to throw it down deep. And it's incomplete. They did go for the fake and it failed. They sent Tanner Muse down, the safety, and it didn't work. And Dabo Sweeney is unloading on his punter right now. They're watching the replay on the big board. It's not going to turn out any better when you look up there either.
No, that's a tough one. Great play for Syracuse. Takes momentum back.
Syracuse takes over after the failed fake at the 41-yard line, their own. And they'll go up the gut and pick up 6 solid yards from Dante Strickland.
Yeah, Clemson's defense has been out there a long time. The last time Syracuse had the ball, 16 plays, 68 yards on their drive, 6 minutes and 4 seconds. 30-yard field goal. We only have 5 minutes and 51 seconds left, and Syracuse is going to slow it down and allow that clock to run. But they've still got to try to win the game. They can't get conservative here. That's not who they are.
This will be their 73rd play. They normally like to get as close to 100 as is possible. Stay on the ground. Strickland against that tough defensive line is going to be stopped 2 yards short. There's a gigantic 3rd and 2 call. Dexter Lawrence in there, preseason All-American, along with his running buddy Christian Wilkins. They go quickly this time, and it should be a first down, and is. So they use the tempo to their advantage that time. After all that slowness, all of a sudden they go very quickly and get the first down. Coming up following our game, Washington State and Cal. That game will be played, and then we are going to have on ESPN3 and on the ESPN app coverage of coaches' press conferences, both of them, and who knows what else.
4:50 left. Coaches have a 4-minute offense. That's when you're at the end of the ball game. Use the clock. Try to keep the ball and not have a kick to finish this game.
Dungy will keep it this time, and a late pitch to the 45 and to the 44, and he stayed in bounds. Irvin Phillips did the one smart thing there. He did not get out of bounds. And now Syracuse going back to being slow again here on second down. They've run the ball 4 straight times on this drive, and no need really to do anything else but until Clemson can stop them. Dungy looks like he wanted to pitch back. Now he's in trouble, and now he is down. Sacked again. Once again, it's 99. And also 42, Christian Wilkins. Cleveland Farrell has been spectacular for the Tigers defense tonight. It's 3rd and 11.
That was a mistake by Eric Dungy. As good as he's played tonight, that can be a forward pass. It's the shuffle play up underneath. He wasn't there. Throw it into the ground and then go back and play 2nd down and 6.
You saw on the replay that Christian Wilkins got in that passing lane in front of Strickland. Dante Strickland is the tailback. Dungy under pressure. The throw caught, sticks, first down. Steve Ishmael.
These guys are the real deal in the passing game. Phillips and Ishmael, 2 of the best receivers in the country, are showing why tonight. And that's a pressure throw by Dungy and really good protection. Now you let the clock run. Game still not near over. Clemson has 2 timeouts. They have to make a stop here.
When do you start using the timeout for Clemson?
I always used them under 2 minutes. I wanted to save them till right at the end. They've got to stop the run. They're going to win this game. They've got to step up and stop the run, strip a ball. They have to be aggressive right now. I'm afraid the defense is worn out.
And Clemson uses one of those timeouts.
And that's because they're not stopping the run. You wouldn't normally use it this early, but you cannot allow 5 yards on first down in the running game and letting Syracuse get ahead of the chains.
Mac, let's review that play that got them the first down and put them in great position to win here if they get on the first down.
Well, it shows you the trust that Coach Babers has in his quarterback. He fakes the run, which controls the rush. He's got one-on-one with an older guy and a young receiver. First down.
Stop the run on this play. Strickland come into the game with 298 touches and no fumbles, and he fumbled tonight and was returned for a touchdown by Tanner Muse. So Clemson's offense has only managed 17 points. They've had 2 missed field goals as well.
And for Clemson to win, they have to get a stop or a turnover and at least force a kick, because then they have a chance to take it the length of the field and score, because they'd be down by 6. Clemson has to get a stop here and make them kick it a field goal.
Don't forget, following our game on ESPN3 and the ESPN app. We'll have post-game coverage of this game as Dungy takes off trying to get the first down, and he stretches for the chains. It is close. And I believe we're going to get a timeout by Clemson. That's their final timeout.
Great call by Dino Babers again.
They call a first down. It is a first down.
They pull the backside guard and tackle. They come through. He looks like he's in a drop back mode. He protects the ball, moves it down for the first down. What a call, what a run. Syracuse has played one heck of a game tonight.
That extra turn by Dungy, and the opinion of the officials, just enough for the first down.
It looks like now he is going to take a knee.
Yeah, I think you can do this, and the math favors you.
It's a little unique when you're a shotgun team that your quarterback is up under the center some, but you still put him up under the center, and you have to get the proper snap.
But the thing is, you do this, Mac, all the stuff about stripping and all that, that is, pardon the expression, stripped away.
Yep.
You can't get to him.
Game's over.
Yep. You're watching the final seconds tick away from an undefeated season from Clemson. But they won a national championship with one loss last year. And for Syracuse and for Dino Babers in his second season here, trying to get this city excited and his campus excited, this will go a long way.
Yeah, this changes your program. This is an unbelievable win.
And you see Dungey running over towards Sean Lewis, one of the offensive coaches, and he takes an extra few steps back just to make sure. We're at 50 seconds.
One more snap. It'll be a little crazy in that dressing room. And what Clemson's got to do is go regroup. They've got a great football team. They didn't do the things they needed to do tonight to win the game.
They've got a bye week coming up. They've got a chance to get their starting quarterback, Kelly Bryant, healthy. He was knocked out of this game with a concussion. And for Syracuse, party time. The upset pulled by the Orange. They defeat Clemson 27-24.
Nothing feels better than a huge upset over a top-ranked team at your home, sharing the celebration with your fans on the field.
And Jen is ready with Dino. Jen, go ahead.
We have Dino Babers here. He is drenched in glory, calling to a couple of his players. Coach, he's soaking it all in. Coach, what does this mean for your program?
You know, I'm just so happy for the young men. They've been here so long, and to give them a win like this over the number 2 ranked team in the country, they believed, they had faith, and I'm just so proud of them and the football players.
You told us there's no such thing as pretty good in your program. Give me something to describe this word.
We don't use that word. What we say is we don't settle. So we're not going to settle in our program. We're going to strive to be the best we can be. We're going to give the glory where it belongs. And aren't these fans great? Look at these fans. It's the Loud House. It's the Loud House.
Step over here and talk to the quarterback. You were playing hurt. Where did you find the will to go out in that game?
I'm never going to give up, and it's the guys around me. So it's like I love this, but it's all the guys around me. The defense did a great job today. All that. I can't hear you.
What does it mean for your program to win this game against the number 2 team in the country?
I mean, it's big, but at the end of the day, everyone here, we want people that believed in us on our team. That's all that matters. I mean, we're 4-3. We should be 7-0. That's what we think. So I love these guys. I'm always going to battle for these guys, and it's awesome to be Orange. So.
Guys, back up to you.
Jen, thank you very much. Stay safe down there. It's pretty crazy, but an incredible win for Syracuse to defeat Clemson, the number 2 team in the nation, 27-24. Clemson never had a lead in this game. You got a choice here. If you want to watch a little more football, we don't blame you. Washington State and Cal is going to be a great one on ESPN. If you'd like to stay and work around this reaction with us, ESPN3 and ESPN app. We will have post-game reaction, Clemson and Syracuse locker rooms and coaches. The final score for the final time, Syracuse over Clemson, 27-24. Coming up next on ESPN, Washington State and California. For Mac and Jen, Dave Lamont and our crew saying so long from Syracuse.